Question.
Shoot.
Because I thought I was the number one party guy. Did Rolling Stone really name you the number one party guy?
Yeah.
And what's the criteria behind that?
It was when you were in. I think you were in Orlando then, '97. Yeah, I remember because I went to college with your coach from Orlando, Hill. I went to school. We were in the same fraternity.
Oh, okay.
Chris Hill and Ryan Hill.
Right, yeah.
And
damn.
so we were all Magic fans. Magic showed up when we were kids. Like when I was in high school, the Magic showed up. You and Anthony were one of my favorite names. Anthony Hardaway. Just Penny Hardaway was bad.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
And but you guys made Orlando fun. So we go to Orlando, go to Magic games, and because but I don't know what the question was.
Why are you trying?
Guy, Florida State.
Why are you trying to make me sound old, bastard?
You're not old. We're not old. We're
It
young.
was like when we were kids, man. We're the same age.
Do you know the movie Van Wilder?
Oh, I love that movie.
Okay, how about this? Came out while I was in high school.
Right.
Changed the way that I approached college. It was based off of him.
Seriously?
Loosely, yeah, I guess. I didn't have anything to do with the movie. I didn't make it. But that
like
article.
that article that you mentioned.
Hold on. So the dog rolls.
I never saw the movie. I never saw the movie.
Based off of like that article. And you went for 7 years?
I was in college for like 6.5, 7 years, and then moved to New York. I tried stand up once. The article came out, changed my life, and moved to New York. And like 6 months later, Will Smith discovered me, and then I went it was crazy. Especially like I was a huge Will Smith fan. Like he kind of was hip hop for when I'm my age. Is like the Fresh Prince, like that Nightmare on My Street was like a great song.
Oh, yeah, remember
So then all of a sudden I went from hanging out with working the door, met Will Smith, and then moved to LA back and forth, and then I've been in LA ever since.
Did you always want to be a comedian?
I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an athlete, really. When I was a kid, I was real serious. And then I went to go to play baseball at Florida State, but the first day I was like, I'm not this. I remember the coach told me, I had a pledge pin on. He was like, you can take that shit off now. He was like, there's no partying on this team. And I was like, I think I'm going to focus on partying. I walked off that out of left field at Florida State, out of left field fence, back to my dorm room in Sally Hall. And my buddy Chili Willie was smoking. We used to do this thing called time traveling, where we had poked holes in tinfoil so it looked like stars on the lights. And we lay on the ground, and I had my uniform on still. I just got down on the ground with him and I smoked. I was like, I guess I'm done with sports. That
was the moment.
It was the moment I saw my cleats on.
You know what's crazy? You just taught kids how to time travel. I've never heard that in my life. Say that again, because I'm gonna try that when I'm smoking hookah.
You put tinfoil on the lighting. It was dorm lighting. We just poked holes in it so it looked like stars, and it looked like stars. And we had like constellations built. It was beautiful. And then you just lay there. And you would believe you're outside. Like you can change your reality. And we used to time travel all the time.
So prime Shaq, we're talking 43 points, 17 rebounds, 6 assists. College Bert partier. What would a college stat line be?
First of all, this was before me too. So I get naked a lot. like you can't do that anymore. Like this, you got to like ask someone, would you like to see my... So like I got naked a lot. Like it was fun.
What
man.
time of the night would you be fully nude?
Dude, you couldn't.
10 p.m. or are we talking like 1 a.m.?
Man, it's a great equalizer to just get naked, and especially if you have like a mediocre. Everyone's because you
funny at that
you
point.
make guys feel good. Some girls are like, I date that,
Yeah.
and then
Shaq naked.
they shut the club down. Everyone's like, I guess I'm taking my ball and going home.
You could always blame it on the cold, Bert. You could always blame it on the cold.
I was one time I got naked. My was so small that people audibly were laughing, and I was like, I don't want this. Isn't a good look. Yeah.
Who are your favorite comedians?
Oh, easily Dave Attell is number one, but Sam Kinison, Pryor, Eddie Murphy, those are the legends. Mitch Hedberg, Dave Attell. I mean, there's guys today doing it that I love. I love. My best friends are some of the funniest people in the world.
Do you believe in the term internet comedian versus comedian,
no,
stand-up
not
comedian?
now. Maybe like 7 years ago I did, because I was watching that happen. Dudes would come in and they'd sell out the Schaumburg Improv on a Saturday at noon, and they'd come in like a goat outfit, and they'd be like, ah, and everyone would be like, oh, I saw it. and they charge $100 for tickets. This is when I was making money on the road too, and I was like, how do I get there? To do a Saturday where all the dads are showing up and the merch goes clean. And now you look at guys that were big on the internet. Like I'll say a guy that I love this guy, Trevor Wallace. He was big on the internet and he's doing stand-up. His stand-up's legit. He opened for Tom and I at the MGM Grand Garden Arena and he destroyed. So I think it shifts. I think it changes. You know, I think I found the internet early, meaning out of our generation, I got on Instagram and started promoting shows that way. And it would help sell tickets. And I kind of, when podcasting changed the game.
Oh my gosh. What's so cool is like, I'm sure the Van Wilder thing is annoying to talk about because I feel like you've lived so many different lives at this point. And I've witnessed you go through all of these stages. So you had the one where it's like, now we're on like Discovery Channel or Travel Channel or something like that. And we're doing a show. And then we have a podcast launching with Segura. And then it's like, you got the Machine on Netflix, which had to be like a full circle. Like how many lives do you think you've lived at this point?
Oh, I think about my funeral a lot. Like I think about like just someone who's like a casual, like dating one of my friends, and then he shows up and she's like, yeah, I knew this guy. And then they tell my life story and they're like, holy shit. Like I'd travel, when I worked at Travel Channel, I traveled around the world 4 times. Like I had a month where I went to Italy 3 times. I mean, I had a day, my Travel Channel show is like understated because we would do Adventures of a Lifetime. I had a day where I jumped off Moses Mabita Stadium, I rappelled off Table Mountain, and I swam with great white sharks. At the end of that day, it's called PTSD now. But at the end of the day, I was shaking on the corner of a bed, like, do I jerk? Like, what do I do? How do I close this day out? And so
you got naked.
I got naked. I did some wild that I just forget about. Like, I remember Rogan was talking about this cave one time. I was like, oh, I slept in that cave. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, the world's largest cave in Vietnam. He's like, it's a 6-hour hike in. I was like, yeah, I did it. I slept there.
You slept in the cave?
I slept in this world's biggest cave. It's amazing.
All night.
Amazing. Yeah, we walked 6 hours into the jungle in Vietnam through a village. We went into a village where these kids had never seen a white dude. They'd never seen a beard, Shaq. So they thought I was Chupacabra. I came out of the jungle and they're like, oh, all the kids were scared. And then the guy goes, he's never seen, our translator, his name was Titi. And he goes, they've never seen your beard. They've never seen a beard because they don't grow facial hair like this.
Wow.
So these kids were like rubbing my beard and then I go, huh, and they'd go, ah. And then I was feeding them Skittles. They never had Skittles. So I was like, dude, I'm about to change game. Get a Snickers bar out here. These kids are I'm going to blow their mind.
So
you guys want to time travel?
So if they think you're Chupacabra, they're going to think I'm Sasquatch if I walk in.
Buddy, you should do a show like that where you just show up into small remote villages and you're like, I'm your leader.
You know what? Me and you should do that.